Hi everyone, it's Sue. Today I'm just going to share a little easy project. Well, I hope it's easy. I've just come up with this idea for something that you can just pop in your pockets in your journals or clip into your journals. And I'm using the beautiful spring fragrance kit from Clee Black Creations. Just love the colors. It's a little bit brighter than what I normally use, but I just was really drawn to this, so I'm going to utilize this today. So I obviously like that one because I've printed it off twice. Not normally a lover of yellow either, but I just absolutely love this. It's sort of warming towards yellow more nowadays. So these are just absolutely stunning. So probably in this project I won't be using the tags, but I wanted to show you them anyway. So yeah, spring fragrance kit. So you get these tags and tickets included in it as well. Look at that. It's just stunning. And that's another one there. Is that the same as what I had before? Maybe I've printed a few off. No, it's a little bit different. So that one's a different one again. So these are really, really lovely. And I've already cut into this one for another project that I'm working on as well. So I just thought I'd show you that first and then we'd get into this. Now, I haven't made one of these up yet. I had some scraps of craft card and I cut out just a template what I was thinking. So I have prepared this just so that I don't have to fiddle around doing this. And you can make these any size. I've just done it, started with a rectangle and then I've curved the top to make it look like an envelope. And these measure, let me just have a look, at its highest point, 7 inches high. And they're about 3 1/4 wide. Okay. So, and then what I've done, I'm not sure whether you can see that, I have actually measured down an inch, about an inch, and I've scored a line, and then it's about 3/8 of an inch. I've scored another line. So I'll cut that out and just show you what that looks like. So as I said, in my head, I think these are going to be easy to do. So they're just like another little form of a notepad, really. Just get rid of that. So I hope you've all been really well. I'm a little bit behind with this design team project, but I don't know, life's just been getting in the way lately, so I apologize for that, Brigitte, but I did actually have another project in mind for this kit and had done up a sample just to try and get it out of my head and make sure that it was going to work. And then I decided that that's just James opening a can of Pepsi in the background there. I just decided that I wanted to give this a try, and I just thought this kit would be really cute to use for this. So you could actually do this. Now I'm probably going a roundabout way of doing it. You could just measure this out onto any of your pattern paper. I just liked the thought of having different prints. I'll probably explain myself a little bit better as we're going along, but choose where I wanted the particular print to go, if you know what I mean. So this way I'm going to actually cover this flap. So this is what you get. So you've got like a little booklet. Now my thought is that I'm going to put eyelets in the top here, and I haven't thought it through 100%, but I'm thinking I'm going to put eyelets in the top and tie some pretty ribbon or something in there, and then you'll just have all your papers. So we're going to cover here, here, and here. And that's how easy it is. So I might just get into, what just fold these and then we'll get into decorating. This is pretty much, apart from, I mean, as I said, you can have any size rectangle you like. Apart from that first part, the little bit of measuring, this next step is, well, I'm going to make it no measuring. So, and what I meant by, so I've printed these on a little bit sturdier. This is digital paper. I think it's 180 GSM. So it's not too heavy. And this craft cardstock is only thin too. It's not an overly heavy one. But once we've put these on, I think we'll find that it will become quite a nice little firm notebook. So I am just going to cut where I think I want the pieces to cover, you know, the flap and the front and back of this little notebook. So all I'm doing is, I just wanted that writing and a bit of the colour. So I've just put the flap over top of that, and I'm going to go about 1/8 of an inch inside the lines that I've traced there. This doesn't have to be perfect either, because I'm going to distress the edges. So you're not going to see if it's not perfectly straight. We want to get it so that it's not going to be hanging off too much. So we can probably even trim this down a little bit more. So if you like just having like that flat look, you can just leave that as it is. But as I said, I'm going to distress the edges and ink up the edges, and then I'm just going to glue that down. So that's all I am going to do with the flaps. Add a bit of ink. And I'm going to glue that down. So once these are done, we can also decorate the flap even more if we want to. I don't think, I mean, the papers speak for themselves really. There's not a lot of decorating that needs to be done to them, but we'll have a look at the end. And then, as I said, I'm going to add ribbon at the top. I'm not actually going to cover this piece because I've got crafts showing all the way around. I just thought rather than cut a tiny little piece, you could if you wanted to complete the look. I'm just going to leave that so you can see the craft cardstock there. Okay, so the next part we're going to cover this, it's hard to see, this back piece. So we need 2 pieces exactly the same size. So all I'm going to do is I'm just going to fold this down again, and same thing. So I'm just going to, and I won't be wasting any of these bits and pieces because I'll use them in masterboards, collage, that sort of thing. So I don't ever have a problem doing this with either scrapbooking paper or printables. I mean, printables are really great because you can always just go and print them out again anyway if you want the whole sheet. So I'm going to, once again, cut about 1/8 of an inch inside the lines that I've traced. I'm just going to roughly cut that there, and I'm going to use my trimmer just to get 2 straighter edges if I can find it under all this mess that I've got lying around here. Just going to straighten up that bottom edge that I trimmed with scissors. So that's that. No, it's not, because I've trimmed it on the wrong line. It's way too big. I'll trim it here. And that piece I'll keep for collage, so I'll just pop that in my little bucket there. And so that's basically the size rectangle you need. You just have a small bit of the craft cardstock showing. So I'm going to use this as my template for the next next rectangle. I could actually measure that and just cut it down, but I'm just going to, might just go to right to the edge so I have a straight edge and just trace it out. So no measuring. And as I said, you can make this rectangle any size you want and then just make it into, make the flap to go down to look like an envelope. So it's totally up to you. Trying to think which way that goes now. Okay, so I think I've cut that one down a little bit too small, but I think we can still make it work. That's okay. We might put that one on the inside here. So same thing, I'm going to distress the edges, and I'm just using my Tim Holtz distress tool. You can use the edge of scissors if you like, or you can just keep it straight. You don't have to distress it all. If you wanted to get really fancy, you could even on the back, when you're putting this down, you could make this into a pocket. So we might even do that on one of them. I just thought I'd make this one, and I'm going to make another one, and then see how we go. So I'm just not sure. I'm just trying to see which way the writing goes. I don't think it really matters. I mean, we're going to have paper in here anyway, so you're not going to see this too much, except for when you flip up the paper. So I'm just going to glue that down. I'm just folding the other edge because it's a little bit with the light. It's a bit of a dreary day and the light that I use is quite bright. So any lines I struggle to see. It doesn't make a lot of sense, but that's what happens. Okay, so that's the inside of your little notepad. And as I said, you won't see that until you start flipping up your papers. And then this one we'll put on the back. So as I was saying, you could make it into a pocket as well if you wanted to. Will we do that? We might cut a notch into that. So then we've got a pocket in the back there as well. So it's 2:45 here at the moment as I'm filming this video, and I'm still in my pajamas. I'm having a PJ day, so I'm going to get this done and then I'm going to go and have a shower and get into clean pajamas. Does anyone else do that? Those days, pajama days, I think I find that I'm more productive. I don't know why that is. Maybe because I'm really comfy. It could go the other way. I'm too comfy, I don't want to do anything, but I find my pajama days are my most productive days. Okay, so I'm just going to glue on 3 sides and then we have ourselves a pocket. So you could also sew around these if you wanted to. I'm deciding not to because I'm distressing the edge. It's got some texture there for me, but there's no reason why you couldn't sew as well. crooked, but it's okay. It'll be all right. So there we have a nice little pocket, and we could cut some of those tags out of the kit and pop that in there as well. So that's quite cute. So I'm just going to put a selection of paper, and I just grabbed some coffee dye paper, and I've got this this grid paper. So I'm just going to do, I don't know, I'm just going to, just need to think about this, how I'm going to do it. Okay, so they're going to be shorter pieces. Have this paper, grid paper here as well. I think this just tears out. I think it's sewn in. Oh, very roughly tears that out. All right, I'll get a couple of bits of paper. And I'm thinking, because I want to put eyelets in the top and some ribbon, I need to have this paper folded. So what I want to do is have it folded so it's longer, and then I'll put the hole in the top of the fold. I'm hoping that that will work. In my head that will work, but in reality I'm not sure whether it's going to. So I will just measure. So I need to measure from that folded part to the bottom of the little flip. So it's 5 inches, you can see there. So I'm going to cut my pieces, say 4 3/4. I'm just going to fold a couple of bits. And they have to be, we'll make them 3 1/8 wide. Okay, so I've gone and cut up some different papers, different sizes. You can make them all the one size so they all look nice and neat. Now I've cut these 3 1/4, and they fit pretty much perfectly. Probably would like them to be, that's right, I was supposed to cut them 3 1/8, wasn't I? Okay, I think 3 1/8 would be better. So I'm just going to trim a little bit off each side here. Okay, so just remember, even though I had measured them, just remember to cut them smaller than the width of your piece there. So it's only just slightly, but I didn't want them sort of hanging out the edge. And then it's just a matter of putting together a signature. We'll call them a signature. Well, they're like a signature, aren't they? And we're going to put them inside one another. So I might do, you know, random sizes. We can put some over to the side. The thing that I've got to remember is that I'm going to be cutting holes in here to thread ribbon. So just trying to think whether that's going to work. So these smaller pieces, you need to make sure that you've got it placed, the skinnier pieces, you've got them placed where they're going to be caught in one of those holes. That makes sense. I don't even know how many pieces I'm going to do. How many have I got here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We might as well just make it an even number. 9. So we'll put 10 sheets in. 9, and we'll do this one. Okay, and I might just put a clip to hold that in place, because what I'm going to do now is I'm going to use my crocodile to make a hole, and I'm just going to take it in as far as the crocodile will let me. So I've got it pushed, so it's about an inch in, and I'm just going to put it in that scored section there, and do the same on the other side. Just need to get rid of that so I can see what I'm doing. There, and then I'm going to put a couple of eyelets in there as well, just for strength mainly, and I'll just whatever I grab. So 2 silver ones. So I'm just going to set them in. Okay, so before I do that though, what I want to do is work out, and I don't know, maybe I'm making this more difficult for myself, but I just need to work out where I need to put the holes for this signature. And I'm just placing it in there, and I'm just going to go in the middle of those holes that I've already punched, and that's where I need to punch the holes in the signature. So I'm just going to take that clip off for a minute and get them all down to the edge. And then I'm just going to come in with my crocodile and just do a half circle. Punch a half circle on both of those. And hopefully this works. Okay, so now I'm just going to set the eyelets in here. That's like that, and then I need to get some nice ribbon or something to tie in that signature. Okay, so I could do the pink. I don't really have any purpley coloured. I think the pink would go all right though, so we might do the pink. Okay, so I'm just going to cut this at an angle. Center. Okay, so what I've done here is when I've opened this up, the holes that I've punched for the signature, they need to come in further because there's so many pages. So we're going to just re-punch those holes, and you maybe need to make not just make sure you've got the right size hole, more of a 3/4 of that circle punched, rather than half, so that it comes, you've got a hole in the signature. So this is a good little flip that you can always, once you've used up this paper, if you're using it as a notebook, you can just replace it. Or it's a nice little book for journaling, extra journaling space in your journal. So I'm just going to cut a length of this, and I'm just going to thread it up through the inside of the signature and bring it out the top. So you could use twine, you could use any sort of fibre here as well. So I'm just going to bring that through there, and then I'm going to do the same with the other end. And then just tie that off at the top. I was very generous with the ribbon there. I didn't need that much, but I'll just trim that off. Can have that, just manipulate it a bit so that it hangs down the front. Now how cute's that? You've got a little writing book. We've got a pocket in the back here. You can put a tag in. You don't have to do the pocket, and it's quite sturdy. So that can just slot into a pocket in your journal, or clip in with like a smaller bulldog clip or a paper clip. You could even decorate more here, put some flowers, whatever you like. I'm going to leave them blank at this point. Put labels. You could go to town. So that's what it looks like. So I'm really happy with that. I'm going to just fasten up the video here now, and I'm just going to decorate one or two more, and then I'll just come back at the end and show you the finished product. It's probably not a bad idea too, when I think about it. If you're going to make a few of these, you could just make up your template for the size of these that you want, or if you're going to make a few at a time, cut them out and cut them all out at once, because I've made these exactly the same size. So I'm going to do that with this. I'm going to cut this one out, and then I'm going to use this to trace off for the second one. Okay guys, so I've managed to get 4 of them done, and I'm really happy with the way that they've turned out. They are so cute. As I said, you can add any paper you've got. You can tear, you can have them all sorts of sizes. I do have varying sizes of paper in them, as you can see. 2 of them I've done with a pocket in the back, so you can add tags, journaling cards in the back there. As I said, you can decorate these even more. I think the paper from Brigida's kit is just beautiful. Don't forget Spring Fragrance Kit. I'll put the links down below where you can find that, as well as Brigida's YouTube channel. Please head over and have a look. So they are just stunning. Really love how they turned out. Really random papers. I mean, for that matter, there's no reason why you couldn't even put a pocket in here and put something hidden in there, because they flip up like a little notebook. So great little item to put in a pocket or pin into your journals. So that's what they look like. I ended up reprinting this paper and doing another one because I loved that paper so much. You can see that there. It's a blue one. And really, they're really quick and easy. I made these 4 from scratch in under an hour, real time. So I'm pretty pleased with that. All right, guys, I'm going to leave that with you. Please head over and check out Brigida's channel and her Etsy shop. As I said, I'll put all the links down below. And I will keep going. Take care, everyone. And until next time, I hope you get a little bit of crafting time in. See you soon.